Hey, Facebook. What's up, Warrior? Welcome back to Daily Wisdom. We are in a 5-part series labeled From Desperation to Dream. And today we're going through part 4 of 5. If you missed any of the previous ones, by the way, go on to my YouTube, subscribe, and take a look at those because it all builds up together. But today we're going to be talking about how to build up momentum towards your dreams. How do you do that? The saying is motion creates emotion. And if you remember in the story, we went from losing our dream home 5 years ago to then 5 years later moving into an even better dream home, and everything changed. But how do we get there? Well, the first part is you need your dream. We went over in the last couple of days this whole example of how to actually have your dreams and why it's important. You got to obsess about it so it reprograms your subconscious. But then from there, how do you go from nothing to movement? Well, it isn't going to happen in one day. You're not just going to have this big drop of blessing and huge things just in one day. But the way to build up momentum, and it's a biblical principle, is to serve well in what you have right now, is to take the next step. Take whatever small step that there is, but do it diligently. So I coach a lot of entrepreneurs to build phone-based businesses. We call it the Warrior Movement. And if they want to make 10,000 a month, 5,000 a month, whatever that it is, it's a whole saying of if you want to eat an elephant, eat it one bite at a time. And I struggle with this, to be honest, because I want the big thing. But in order to get the big thing, God's only going to bless us if we do the small movements, if we do the things that are right in front of us. And those one small actions will lead you to those miracles that you're looking for, will lead you to those places that you're looking for breakthrough in. So my question for each of us today is what is one action that you absolutely must take to move the needle forward on your business? What's that one call you need to make? What's that top priority item that we need to do? What's the biggest, most important thing that must be done now? And what you do to build that momentum is you start to take that diligent action. And what happens is when you take that action, motion creates emotion. When you take the action, this is the secret. Why is it important? Now, obviously, if you want results, you need to take action. But you know why it's really important, why this really builds momentum? Let's take a look back at this. You have a new thought, which is your dream. You're starting to reprogram your subconscious and you're saying, all right, I want to go take on this big dream. I want to take on this big goal. And you're now inspired to take an action. You're going to make that phone call. You're going to make that post. You're going to make that call. Okay. What happens is when you take actions that reflect who you want to be, you start affirming the type of person that you are. You start saying to yourself and building up confidence. And you say, I'm the type of person that's making $10,000 a month. I'm the type of person that is making $20,000 a month in my business. And because of that, I am taking actions that $10,000 a month person would actually take. Even if it's just one phone call, you prove to yourself, you're reflecting back to your subconscious in your actions who you are. So what you're really doing is you're going through a feedback loop of reprogramming yourself. You take a thought, you take an impulse on that thought, you take an action, and because you obeyed that action, every single time you take that inspired action, what it's really doing for yourself is it is affirming that new self-image of who you are. And what happens is that motion creates more momentum. Because you start to say, I'm the type of person that makes $10,000 a month. And what would a $10,000 a month person do in their business? Well, they'd be prospecting all the time. They'd be marketing all the time. They'd be promoting all the time. They'd be talking to people all the time. And that one action can start to affirm that whole cascade of who you need to be. So you know what happens to the next action? You say, well, I am that type of person that takes massive action. Okay, I'm going to do it again. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to do it again. And you keep on taking these actions over and over and over and over and over again. And what starts to happen, and this is how you really get your dreams down, is you literally reprogram yourself to be a completely different person. Before, you might have been someone that was scared. You were someone that was concerned. You were someone that felt like you couldn't do it. You were someone that felt like you weren't deserving. You weren't worthy. You weren't successful. But now, because you're taking a bunch of action, what happens is you start to affirm to yourself, I am deserving of success. I am willing to be able to win. I am willing to do whatever that it takes. I am the type of person that crushes my dreams. And because you start to reprogram your subconscious, it's not even necessarily the actions themselves, it's what you're doing so you can become that person, unlock that inner warrior within you, that you become someone completely different. You're an action taker, you're a motivator, you're a goal crusher, you're a doer, you're someone that does what it is that you say you do. Because you're taking those actions, there comes a day when all of a sudden you wake up. We call it breaking down the terror barrier. And you become someone different. Your new belief that you want, your dream that you want becomes a part of you. And you just have this unwavering faith that your big dream, your big goal, however crazy that it seems, is going to be done in a matter of time. Because you are willing to take bold, faithful action in the things that you've been given. So, warrior, what action needs to be done today? What action step needs to be moved forward today? What are the priorities that we need to have today? And I'm going to tell you this, the biggest thing that's going to trip us up is when we try to guess on how that one action is going to lead us to our big breakthrough. Does anyone else struggle with that? You look at your business, you look at your time, you look at what you're doing, you're like, I got this big old goal. How is this going to lead me there? Well, the reality is this, is when you're accepting a dream, you're not going to see the path. When you have a big dream, a God-sized dream, I was in a conversation yesterday. I love this quote. I want to share it with you. He said that God's never going to show you the entire staircase. He's going to only show you the first step. God's never going to share with you the whole staircase. He's only going to share with you the first step. Come on, that's a quote that needs to be shared right there. So if you know that that's the process, what is that next step for you? Are you willing to take that faithful first step of the next action that's going to move your business forward? The next phone call, the next post, the next follow-up, the next close, the next whatever that it is. And trust me, these are how the laws work. When you take one step diligently towards a direction, the next step will be opened. And then the next step will be opened. And you start to realize you don't just need to walk down these steps. You can run down these steps. You can sprint down these steps. If you start to understand how these laws work, of how to take a dream and bring it into reality, you just live high on life because you're like, all right, let me take as much action as I can every single day. And let's see where this leads us to. All right, warrior. So I want to challenge you today. What is that action that may need to be done? And do that ASAP. Do that immediately. Schedule it in. Be like, I need to do this right now. And anticipate the next steps to be open to you. So I hope this is helpful. If it was, like this, share this. Also, subscribe to my YouTube if you haven't already. We put this plus all of our other replays of this as well. This is part 4 or 5 of a series of Desperation to Dream. And tune in tomorrow. We're going to be closing off this chapter. But if this did encourage you, share this for sure. And if you're interested in more information, by the way, we do this type of coaching in the Warrior Movement. We run an online business and we help people make money from their phones. But we do it by helping you to unleash your inner warrior. Because business, and regardless of what you're in, is simply a comp plan wrapped around personal development. So if you can become more, you can do more, you can have more. And we want to help you become everything that you were designed to be. We call that the inner warrior. So that interests you, you want to find out more information, feel free to shoot me a message or fill out the form in my bio, the Work With Me form, and we'd love to be able to help. But other than that, warrior, super proud of you. Let's crush the day. Other than that, we'll see you on the next ones. Warrior out.